Boom, boom. This is Kendra, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a little bit of Bleach Immortal Soul up today. So we got a few things going on. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, first of all, so we got a Soulbox Event up. We've got Dangai, Ichigo, and Sogyo in this as well. Sogyo can't turn a wire, is it? But it just got him Sogyo. It's much quicker and much shorter. So both of these are interesting characters. For me, of course, Dangai Ichigo. He is in my main team that way. So definitely want to focus on him. And I need to get another copy of his. I need to get one copy and part of a copy for another on his actual weapon, so that I can double awaken his weapon. So that'll be what my focus is. We've also got a new character that will be showing pretty soon because they do have the picture up there. So I assume this will take place sometime shortly after that, after this Soulbox event. So you might want to hold on to your Soul Jade depending on what. But we've got Koga Kuchiki. So very powerful character. He's got half DPS, half tank. So he's actually, he's a turtle. So, but he's got a lot of definitely tank, life steal, makes him survivability. But he also does a little bit of chunk of damage. He deals damage to a single enemy and steals hit points equal to 8% of the target's max. So you're going to look at survivability right there. Deals damage to an enemy column plus additional damage equal to 8% of the target's max hit point not to exceed 200% of Koga's attack. This damage of this attack increases by 10% for every 10% of Koga's missing hit points to a maximum of 100%. So as he takes damage and loses his hit points, the damage on his attack is going to increase. Okay? And we're going to see a big increase in that, of course, after you awaken the weapon. And then, of course, his rage. Increased damage reduction rate when his hit point falls below 80%. Increased rage recovery when hit point falls below 60. And he becomes immune to control effects when his hit point falls below 40. So definitely survivability is not an option. Or an option that he has, which allows you to put him on the front row. So if you're looking for a front row attacker, well, a front row, he's not as an attacker, but he does seem to have attack, and he has a lot of survivability as well. This might be something that you want to consider. And another thing is his battle arena and Kenpachi contest. Attack, defense, and hit points of all characters are increased by 3%. So he can be very helpful inside of the arena as well. That could definitely make things make him a little bit more useful in terms of other facets of the game that are more prevalent right now. Because the arena is always a good battle arena, so this can help your position if you're looking for something to increase your position to get up there inside the top 10 on your server. Might be something that you could utilize. So let's go ahead and take a look. So as I said, I do need part of the weapon. I've got he using like Zampo right here. So let me see this one right here. This is for Dangai Ichigo. I have 35 shards, so I only need 15 more shards to make a copy, because you need 50 shards. So I need 15 more, but I also need another full copy. As you can see, I have some copies of other characters, just keeping them in reserve, so that when the time comes, I'll be able to use them. So this will be a chance to get the weapon, because he needs to be. He's already been awakened once, so we need to double awaken the weapon right now. I believe it only needs 2. It might already be awakened twice. We'll have to see here. So we're gonna hit that. Awaken. So yeah, it needs to be double awakened. So I need to complete that copy plus that. So technically I need 65 shards. I don't have enough for that. However, the next event that comes up, which whether it be an Eisen event or a battle arena type event, but we'll have the limited exchange up, and you will see the weapons for both Sogyo and Dangai Ichigo inside of there, so you'll be able to get some extra shards if you need it. But you have to take into account the fact that they have now released, since they've released Kuchiki, you have to make a decision what you want to do. Now, Koga is a new character, so you're going to be able to use you'll be able to use these. That's wrong ones. These right here for him as well. Uh, but he's only going to be 2 stars unless you start ranking him up. But this is also going to be the new event, the new character event that will come with it. Which if you're if you can get up there into 4 and 5 stars, you can actually get the weapon for him right outside of the event. So if he's somebody that you want to start focusing on for your team, that would be the way to go, because he would be able to you'd be able to start off with a pretty powerful character, as what and get him set up. So you need to make a decision whether or not you want to use your actual Soul Jade inside of the Soulbox event, or if you want to use it inside of the new character event. Generally, when they show us a new character, it's usually 3 or 4 days away from where that character is going to actually become a part. He's going to be actually released. But for me, it's all pretty much useless at this point, because I need to get 15 shards of this weapon. So let's go ahead and do some draws on this event. I could also use the shards, so it's not like it's a big deal. Okay, so there's the weapon, and we of course got 4 shards. So I need to get 15 for the weapon. Okay, there's 10 for the weapon. Weapon shows every other time. You'll get shards every time. You'll get 4 shards every time, guaranteed. But you only get the 5 shards for the weapon every other pool. So it'll be up here again. And there's the 15. So I now have 15 shards that will be able to utilized against the actual weapon, which we can make here. Let's go ahead and gather up the Soul Jade, see how much I have. So back up to 82. Go into the bag. Omni Shard chest. Used to get quite a few Omni Shards out of this one. So all 4. So yeah, it's a pretty good percentage. This is actually from the event I did this morning, so not surprising. I very rarely get shards or Eisen shards inside of that. I just have exceedingly bad luck on that. Okay, so here's the 15 shards. So we use these. Choose this. Max that out. Confirm. So now we have the 50, and we can combine that. So that's 1 copy right now. So I need another 50 shards to actually get the actual another copy of this weapon, but I have nowhere near what's going to be needed for that. But as I said, there is an event where you will be able to actually get some more of the shards if you come up a little bit short. So, and since I would like to double awaken his weapon, as that would increase me pretty good, I'll probably go ahead and do some pooling on that, just so we can get close to where we want. Let's see what we got inside of here. Okay, so we got some shards inside of here as well. So we can get 2, 4. Yeah, okay. So we get some shards in here as well. Probably not going to be enough to get another copy of the weapon. But I can start getting the shards as well. I mean, I still, all of my characters are at 6 stars, so I will be taking them to 7 star. It just takes a really long time to get them, because that's like 240 shards to make them up, and that's a lot of shards. I've pretty much got the staple for the main team now, so it's just going to be focusing on the mainstay for the team. Getting a lot of Omnishard packs in here as well too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these. A lot of Omni Shards in here too. That's one of the things I like about the Soulbox Event, is they're pretty generous with the Omni Shards and Awakening Essence as well. So let's go ahead and see how much we can get from the Soul Jade rebate. There's an Omni Shard in here too, if you can spend 18,000. Right here. events, Soulbox. So I'm just going to get as many of the weapon shards as I can. So that I can actually possibly be able to get it when the next event rolls around. I think you can get pretty large groups of shards from that. I think you have like, almost enough to actually complete that. So 1440. So I'd like to pull one more time to get 18,000 shards on this. I'll be able to, but I'll wait until tomorrow. I should tomorrow have 1440, so that I'll be able to pull on that event again. So I'll pull on it tomorrow. Yeah, I need 1440. You know, you get the ones from the Associated West with the weapons and stuff. So let's see how many. This should be a lot of Omni shards. Yep, 5. I'll take that. Oh, we got a tomb. Okay, so it looks like I'm about halfway through, but if I pull on it one more time, I'll be able to get 5 more shards. So this does not end. It should be ending tomorrow. It should be up for one more day. Yeah, one more day, so it'll be up tomorrow as well. I'll do another pull on it tomorrow, and I'll get me another 5 shards. So that will make me halfway through to where I need to be to get the actual another weapon for him. And then I'll be able to hopefully do it in that event that'll be coming up after this. And some more Dangai Ichigo shards as well as 49. So yeah, we got quite a bit of good loot out of it. So I do like the events, the Soulbox events when they come up. You really need to participate in the Soulbox events as much as you can, simply because of the fact that it's really the easiest and about the only way to get a weapon. It's, you know, unless, you know, when you do the new hire, of course, you can get the weapon, but you have to pull. It's a lot of pulls, and I think when we figured it out, it costs somewhere around like 40,000 Soul Jade, just for, you know, for one of the newer characters. But the new characters, while they've been good, you know, they have not really been earth shattering or anything that's team changing. Koga's pretty good though. I do like I do like the fact that he's got a pretty good skill set, survivability as well as damage. So it's going to make him exceedingly useful. Especially if you're a newer player and you've got a lot of Soul Jade saved up. So what you want to do is you want to save up your Soul Jade and get your hands on as many of these tickets as you can. Okay? Because it only takes like 10 pulls or so to get the actual character. So you'll be able to, but he's only 2 stars, so that's useless at that point. 2 stars not. You need to get a minimum of 4 stars to even start, you know, because that awakens his rage. And that makes no. I think the rage awakens it. I think the rage does awaken. The rage awakens at 2, but his passive does not awaken until 4. So you need to get that as quick as possible. So if you look at a character, you get this at 2 star, which is his rage. Okay, so you could technically put him in the. For the arena, you could put him in the back slot, the back 3 slots, because they don't take damage, and he'd still do his rage. But you don't get the actual passive skill until 4 star. So really, there's really no use putting a character inside of your main team, the main 6 team, until you've gotten him to where he's useful. So if you look inside a battle arena, you could put the character right here when he's just at 2 star, because these characters don't take damage. They just initiate their rage, okay? But then they actually they don't take any damage. But you don't want to put any character up here until he's at least at 4 star, simply because of the fact that his passive is not active. So he's not going to get passive. Usually is what, you know, gives him survivability. So you really need to get a minimum of 4 stars. So you want to have enough Soul Jade and enough of the tickets, Soul Jade Summon tickets, to actually get it. And you should be able to, if if you can maybe scrape up 100, 120 of the actual tokens, Soul Jade tokens. You can summon with that, and then after that you can start using Soul Jade. So if you're willing to spend 35 or 40,000 Soul Jade, you can most likely get him up to 4 or 5 star. If you get into 5 star based on the new character event, you'll be able to get his weapon. They do have the weapon. You'll see a new character event here, and that'll allow you. It will give you all of the materials, the gold, and enhancements, everything that you need to get the character up to almost max. You'll be able to get him up to, I think, the 6 green is where it goes. So Prism green, or 5 green. Yeah, I think it's 5 green. Yeah, I think it's 5 green 5. Prism green 5, I think, is what it goes up to. And that's where you'll be able to, you'll have enough mats. They'll give you enough mats inside of there and gold to do that, as well as the weapon, the tomb, and the flow. So you'll have just about everything that you actually need: the emblem, the tomb, everything that you need to make him all the way up to almost completely max. But it does quite a lot. But if you're if you got the Soul Jade, you might not, because we're just coming off of the Burn the Witch event. The collab. A lot of people spent tons of their Soul Jade and tons of their gold and whatnot just to get those characters, because they're not coming back. Nini and Noel will not be returning in any way, shape, or form. They will not be in the event character inside the shop. You will not see them inside of here. They did not purchase the rights for the collab other than for the actual event, so you will not be able to utilize them again if you didn't get them inside the event. So I hope everybody did take the advice and actually get the weapon. I did. I got both characters, and I got the weapon just for Denny. So I was able to get that, and I also had enough of the vouchers to actually get the time tokens, so I could get Halloween Nemu's weapon as well. Who I have entered into my team right now. So yeah, and she's helped out quite a bit in terms of the survivability, because she has a pretty good skill set that makes her extremely useful. But that's where we're at this time. So yeah, so get in there. Soulbox Event. If you're using Sogyo, if you're using Dangai Ichigo, now's the time to go for it. And there will be an event coming up when the Soulbox Event closes, and it'll be a limited time exchange. And you should see the shards in there. If you came up a little bit short on their weapon. So, I came up a little bit short. So hopefully I'll be able to get something. I'll get another 5 shards when I pull tomorrow. I should have 1440, enough to make another pull tomorrow. And I'll be able to get the shards. And then that will put me in a pretty good position. And I only need to snatch up, I think, if I remember correctly, I want to say 10 shards per pick. I think it's 10, because I remembered I needed 6 one time, and but all that came in was a sets of 10, I believe it was. I have to go back. I have some videos on it where I did it a couple times. And I think it was 10. I think it's 10 shards. So I'm going to need to purchase up a couple of those packs. I think there's enough that you can get like 3 if you participate fully in the event, without, of course, spending money. If you spend money, you can buy more tokens and get more, of course. But I think you can get 3. So I think you can get like 30 or so shards for free without having to spend any money, and that'll be enough for me to double awaken his weapon, which will increase the power. Double awakening the weapon is one of the ways to seriously jack up the damage that they do. So that's what my focus is, as well as getting the shards for taking the character up to the next level. It's a lot of shards, but I think it's 240 is what it comes down to. No, I'm sorry, 360 to take them up to the 7 star. I think it's 240 to take it to 5 star. Let me see if I got to take it to 6 star actually. She's at 240 to go to 6 stars. So 240 to go to 6 stars, and then 360 to go to 7 stars. So that takes a lot of shards. But it's something that you can do. You just have to really, save things. And then you can take them up. And then, that's what my focus is. And that's what I'm going to be doing. I have my final team set. She is the last character that I will be focusing on outside of my main team. I now have the capability to make up multiple types of teams. I could use Nemu. If I want to increase my damage a little bit, I can throw in Stark. Okay, if I want to do a back row, I can throw in Muramasa. And then if I want to, tack on the healing, not at the expense of damage, which is unfortunately what happens with Christmas. Orihime's excellent in terms of healing. She's the best healer in the game, but she really doesn't do any damage to speak of. Nini is going to give me a heal each time I do a crit. That's exceedingly powerful skill set. So she's going to be, if I'm having trouble surviving, she's going to be the option. So I have an option to make a well-faceted team no matter what I need to, so that if they ever do continue with the story, I'll be able to advance fairly easily. So that's, I feel comfortable with the capabilities that I've got right now. I've got several options if I'm coming up short inside of one of the story mode stages. So from now on, we'll be focusing on the main team. That means using the shards, to get my Tensa up and to start getting my, Dangai. As you can see, I've already started working on their shards. Every time the Soulbox event comes up, my object is to get them down to about get to about 240, and then I'll be able to start utilizing that with Omni shards. I spent a lot of my Omni shards to get Halloween Nemo up to 5 stars so that I could start utilizing her inside the team. And she helped out immensely. A lot of the characters I was losing to, I'm not losing to them anymore, so that helps out immensely. So that's all I've got. So good event. Like I say, it's up today and it's up tomorrow. So not a super rush, but you need to make a decision. If you're using either of those two characters, they're excellent characters. You should definitely build them. All right. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you've subscribed, you'll see the bell. Click on it and you'll get notified each time I drop a video. Kidra, coming at you from the corner, signing out.